Talks.
Welcome to Go Movie Talks. This is Freddy Velasquez speaking and my lovely co-host, Maria Laura. Take it.
Hello, everyone. I'm so glad I'm here with you today. Thank you so much, Freddie, for being here with us, actually. And let's just begin, Freddie. Why Daisies?
Okay, first, this movie, Daisies, is from 1966. And it's a movie from Czechoslovakia. And the only reason why is because at the time it was forbidden to be reproduced.
Exactly.
That was the only reason. It caught my attention. And again, this is how I select movies that I watch. Very small details like this.
And I pretty much understand the reasons why it was forbidden at the time. Okay, we're talking about 1966, in which the world was as it was, and
Before going into the movies itself, let's give that context very briefly. Well, no, not the context. Sorry, the way around. Before going to the context, let's discuss the movie.
All right, sure.
What is the story of the movie? How can you summarize it? It's actually very easy.
How can I summarize it? Well, two teenagers that decide to become spoiled because they're tired of what's surrounding them. As simple as that. Was that good?
Yeah. Actually, I think it's very accurate.
Yeah.
The movie lasts about 70 minutes, and I will say I hate saying it, and even more so because it's an old movie. There is nothing that could be changed, and this is a product of its time.
Yes.
But 100%, I find the movie to be somewhat aimless. It has a purpose, but for it to last 70 minutes, it's a lot. I actually would have preferred it to be a short film. I think that would have been better.
Yes, I totally agree with you. I think the story could have been pretty well set in no more than 20 minutes.
Yeah, and why are we saying this? The context. At the time, we had not Czechoslovakia, but the Soviet Union of Czechoslovakia or something. So of course they were communist at the time. And this movie is pretty much the exact opposite message to what communism is. Remember, communism is supposed to be everybody up to the same level. Nobody really overindulging in anything, and everything's supposed to have a purpose.
On paper.
No, exactly. No, I mean, communism by definition, that's what it's supposed to be. The execution, girl, that's a separate topic.
If you open up a window and look at the world today, that's a different story.
It's a utopia. You don't get there. It's impossible.
And we're not here to discuss something like that, okay? Because we're not going to enter in that topic. But again, I mean, what the intention behind the movie was simply to let's say to turn rebellious regarding that context. Okay.
The reason why it was forbidden, it's because it showcases a lot of food being wasted, and even again, look, I'm not a communist, and that hurts me. I hate food. So you look if you look at it from that perspective, yes, it is. It's not impressive, but it will make a huge impression on you because it's like, oh wow, okay. However, the intent and the historical context is being rebellious about the intent and the purpose of things. Just focusing on what you want to do versus what is expected of you from a government standpoint or societal standpoint.
That's right.
Very when you look at it like 15-20 minutes in my opinion would be enough, if anything 30 minutes, because you have these two girls going in through different contexts, they make not fun, but they just simply don't fit in the society they're in. And you can always see them doing whatever they wanted to versus what is expected of them given the context.
Exactly. And in the most spoiled way. I mean, they speak like, like if they were idiots, for example, with no necessity. Okay. It was like, "Eh,
I wouldn't say idiots, but yes, very spoiled girls, brats, the boys
exactly.
behave. So, but it's intentional. So yes, they're representing those characters.
Yeah. Yeah. Up to a
It
certain
is
point, I
intentional.
mean, you can be anarchic without the necessity of being that stupid.
I agree. Yes, I don't see the necessity of specifically portraying spoiled girls.
Exactly.
Portrayed anarchy from a different angle. And and again, the historical relevance of this movie is that I don't know if nowadays, but at least at the recent times after the Communist Party, not the Communist regime fell, the movie was seen as a symbol of rebellion. So
Yeah.
and feminism also.
Alien feminism and also contemporary at the time.
Yeah,
I mean, we're talking about the 1966. I mean, color on TV was recent, was just recent, okay? And the
played out.
way the director plays with the frames, with the coloring in a very, aggressive way, and how he portrays one and another, the way he cuts, for example, the images, okay? And he portrays the special effects, but in a very rudimentary way. It's like, okay, I understand your point. I get it. Okay.
Yeah, exactly. To me, that is where the movie falters.
Yeah.
I don't see the necessity of 70 minutes of going over and over the same point.
Yes.
And possibly, and again, that's also why it's good to understand the context. Quite possibly, if you had been there, you would have felt it better just because they're showing you exactly the opposite of what you're used to. It
Mm-hmm.
may have had a greater impact. But if we take it out of that context and you and I watching it and you, dear public, watching it now, I don't think it has the same weight or this or it's lost some of its shine just because we don't really get the point anymore. It's not necessary, if anything.
Yeah.
So if anything, we should be lucky. We don't feel related that deeply to the message just because it is too extreme
Mhm.
and it overindulges in that idea.
Yes,
But
and it falls into absurdity. Okay, it's like, okay, again.
from the get-go, this is a very absurd movie
Yes.
purposely. That was the intent. So I'm not really criticizing that. What I'm criticizing is why so absurd.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yes. Yes, absolutely, absolutely. I particularly didn't like the movie. I felt bored after the first 30 minutes, and the constant sound of those idiotic phrases. It was like, okay, this is too much. This is too much. I don't need that much
Yeah.
of stupidity, But and again, I understand the purpose, I understand the context, and I understand the intention, and pretty well done. Okay, applauses. It's actually how would it say that in English? Inquietante,
Unsettling.
unsettling, exactly, for the viewer. However, I just didn't like it. It was like,
Yeah, I liked the idea of it.
mhm.
I wouldn't watch it again. That's Was it important historically speaking for at the time? Yes, most likely. And I would love if I knew somebody from Czech Republic, I would love to ask them, what's your opinion of this movie because they may have a very different opinion.
Exactly.
But at least for me, and I really that's what I love. I evaluate movies as a whole on their own. Given sometimes context is super important, but in this case, it's very necessary. It's not important; it's necessary. Otherwise, the movie just has no purpose on its own. You watch it, it's like, what is all this? If the movie had explained the context a little better, the historical context, possibly you could have.
I think they also tried, but it just up to my point, it wasn't like very explicit. I mean, there are certain elements you can figure out. I mean, for example, these girls enter, into this elevator that takes them up, okay, to a high society event, okay. We don't know exactly what the event is, but you can presume this is, I don't know, a political organization or an event that has to do with diplomats or whatever, okay. And it shows you, okay, these girls are in the middle of those people who are carrying out this system, but at the same time, look at what's happening inside that system. Look at the quantity of food you can find. Look at the quantity of expensive and luxurious things, like for example, the lamps, those plays, the architecture of the place, etc., etc. There are a lot of elements. The only thing is that the movie doesn't, I mean, I don't know, it to me it doesn't explain very well.
Well, yeah, no, I agree. I don't. If anything, and this just occurred to me, anybody could have easily interpreted both girls as being daughters of the high chain of command
Exactly.
of the government, because the other thing is they're going against the grain and nobody does anything to them. They don't really get any punishment. So yes, the movie is absurd, but if you're trying to find some logic in it while you're watching it, that could easily be one of the conclusions. And it's exactly the opposite. I don't think they are related to it, again, from understanding the context. But on its own, the movie does not do the best of jobs at actually explaining what they want you to understand from it. The message being sent requires you to know the context.
Exactly.
And in my opinion, a good movie should not require you to have this outside knowledge.
You cannot expect people to investigate everything behind that,
And that's the thing. It doesn't even compel you to it. Because if you drop subtle hints of elements, people are like, okay, I want to know more. But in this case, know more of what? Because it's not even clear the country they're in, possibly if you spoke the language, but this is not a very common language. So it would be hard to identify as an outsider, as a foreigner. You wouldn't know what the language is. So the hints, I don't think, are present in the movie. And it's totally its own fault. I mean, it is what it is. It's from 1966, so we cannot really criticize it too much in that regard. But at the same time, I tend to be the one that accepts a lot. I'm very permissible with the movies that I end up liking, and this one in particular, I wouldn't watch it again. I loved doing the research afterwards, but that's the 1% of viewers.
Exactly. Oh. And well, in my case, I didn't want to continue watching. I just did it for the purpose of the show, which is valid. But again, and I'm so glad we can have this discussion, like okay, this wasn't the best movie for us because of this and this and that, okay? But at the same time,
it's valid. We always say the same thing. You don't have to like it. We're just bringing to the table different options. And again, the theme for this upcoming set of movies is neither of us have watched them. So this may happen often, but that's also part of it. I mean, you don't have to like a movie that you watch. You have all of the authority just to say, I don't like it, period. the good thing, and that's where we go. You should be able to say why. Otherwise, what's the point? The conversation that comes out of it is what really matters, in my opinion.
Yes, absolutely, absolutely, and pretty well adapted to actual and current contexts. It's like, yes, again, if you have an opinion, if you have something to say, just express it, but being aware that your words are causing some sort of impact. And again, if you defend a point, it's because you have something, you have a bag of criteria, knowledge, investigation, anything. Okay? As simple as that.
Please drop your impactful comments in our comment section, people. Thank you.
But make sure you drop them, okay?
Make sure you drop them. Impactful or not, just drop them.
That's this show word of the year. Drop. Okay? Drop your comments. As simple as that. And also make sure to subscribe, make sure to share, make sure to watch the movie. Okay? That's the most important part of all this. We already watched it and we already had these wonderful conversations.
And who knows? Maybe you watch it and you like it because it's just plain fun. And let's face it, you may be a spoiled brat watching it and you identify with the character.
Exactly.
Good for you, girl. You go. Yes.
There's something here for you. Okay. Yeah.
Go off in the comments and tell us why you love being a spoiled brat. Yes.
Meanwhile, we continue here making this show basically because we love talking about movies, and second of all, because why not? Let's allow other people listen to us talking about movies. Okay, as simple as that. So, Freddie, time to say goodbye.
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 See you on the next episode.
Thanks for watching. Go Movie Talks.